Today, we learned that Chinese officials have not yet finalized the necessary permissions for the team's arrival in China. I'm very disappointed with this news, given that 2 members had already begun their journeys and others were not able to travel at the last minute.
大家都知道，关于所谓的武汉实验室病毒制造论啊，或者泄露论，世界上几乎所有的顶。
Julian Assange has been denied bail by a judge at a London court. The WikiLeaks founder was hoping to leave prison 2 days after the same judge rejected a request for extradition to the United States. Assange is wanted on charges of espionage in the US over WikiLeaks' publication of secret military documents a decade ago. He's been detained at a high-security prison in London since April 2019 after living at the Ecuadorian embassy for 7 years.
Ethiopian police released Reuters cameraman cameraman on Tuesday after detaining him without charge for 12 days. He was arrested on December 24th at his home in the capital Addis Ababa. Police had told his lawyer Melkamu Ogo that their lines of inquiry included accusations of disseminating false information, communicating with groups fighting the government, and disturbing the public's peace and security. However, Melkamu said he'd seen no evidence. Both the Ethiopian police and prosecutor's office did not respond to questions from Reuters on the reasons for Kamara's arrest and subsequent release. Reuters editor-in-chief Stephen J. Adler said the company was delighted, adding that his release today affirms he has done nothing wrong.
In America, the latest incident of a black man shot by police and the officer who pulled the trigger getting away with it. In August, a police officer in Kenosha, Wisconsin shot Jacob Blake 7 times in the back as he was walking to his vehicle. His kids were inside. Blake was left paralyzed from the waist down. The shooting brought Kenosha to a standstill as protests broke out by people angry and calling for justice. Lawyers for the officer claimed the shooting was justified because Blake was acting erratically, allegedly armed with a knife, and officers on the scene said they thought Blake was trying to kidnap his children during a custody dispute. On Tuesday afternoon, the Kenosha District Attorney said after an extensive investigation, there was no legal foundation for charging the officer.
Police in Hong Kong have arrested 53 pro-democracy activists. A government minister said they were detained for planning to, quote, paralyze and overthrow the city government. It is the Chinese territory's biggest crackdown yet on the opposition under a new security law imposed by Beijing.
The dawn raids mark a sharp escalation of Hong Kong's crackdown on the opposition. Dozens of prominent pro-democracy campaigners were arrested at private homes, law firms, and media outlets. Former lawmaker Lam Chuk-ting recorded the moment police arrived at his house. But Beijing denied it was clamping down on dissidents. The normal rights and freedoms enjoyed by the Hong Kong people have not been affected. What may be affected is the freedom of some external forces and individuals to collude with each other to attempt to undermine China's stability and security.
(5개년 전략 수행 기간이 지난해까지 끝났지만 내세웠던 목표는 거의 모든 부문에서 엄청나게 미달하였습니다. 그처럼 어려웠던 지난 한 해 전례 없이 장기화된 사상 초유의 세계적인 보건 위기 상황 속에서도 어려움을 완강히 이겨내면서 방역 사업에서 전인민적인 자각적 일치성을 견지하고 그것을 애국적 의무로 여기며 방역의 안정적 형세를 시종일관 철저히 보장하였으며
5일 9시 신 경의하는 김정은 동지께서 당중앙위원회 정치국위원들과 함께 대배지 이끄시는 경의하는 김정은 동지를 우러러 전체 참가자들이 터치는 폭풍 같은 만세 환.
With less than a month left in office, U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Tuesday banning transactions with 8 Chinese apps. It targets apps widely used in China, though not as popular in the United States, such as WeChat Pay and Alipay. It's a move sure to ratchet up already high U.S.-China tensions. A senior official told Reuters it's meant to head off the threat posed by Chinese apps, which have large user bases and access to sensitive data. The order claims data collection by Chinese apps would, quote, permit China to track the locations of federal employees and contractors and build dossiers of personal information.
Mi imamo jednu lančanicu gore uzvodno od profila brane gdje se zaustavlja smeće, međutim sada je došla ogromna količina otpada, negdje 4-5 hiljada kubika otpada i koji je jednostavno izvršio pritisak na tu lančanicu koja a ovo je posljedica samo neodgovornog ponašanja opština koje su uz obalu reka, uzvodno od profila hidroelektrane.
The Minister for Animal Husbandry has been taking stock of the situation. And he today afternoon had visited Alapura, where the maximum number of culling has happened. The total target for culling of birds is 48,000. 2 weeks ago, 15,000 birds were found mysteriously dead within 2 weeks after they were hatched. And that is the reason when the Kerala also detected the bird flu virus followed by Rajasthan. Now, government has right now considered this not only as a state disaster, it has also taken measures to ensure the livelihood issues that has come forward, which means the poultries which are over 40 days old, government is ready to pay 200 rupees, and poultry which are less than 40 days old, government is going to pay them 100 rupees.